Texas judge orders removal of pregnant Marlise Munoz life support. Mrs. Munoz, 33, was 14 weeks pregnant when she fell unconscious in November. It is believed she had a blood clot. A Texas judge on Friday ordered a Fort Worth hospital to remove a brain-dead pregnant woman from life support, after her husband argued the fetus she has been forced to carry under state law is withering in her debilitated body. The judge ruled that Marlise Munoz, now about 22 weeks pregnant, is dead. She has been on life support in a hospital since Nov. 26 after suffering what her husband, Eric, believes was a pulmonary embolism. District Judge R.H. Wallace gave John Peter Smith Hospital until Monday, Jan. 27 at 5 p.m. CST to remove the ventilator. The defendants are ordered to pronounce Mrs. Munoz dead and remove the ventilator and all other life-sustaining treatment from the body of Marlise Munoz, the judgment read. Under Texas law, a person may not withdraw or withhold life-sustaining treatment from a pregnant patient, even if there is a "do not resuscitate" request from the patient or if the family of the patient seeks to end life support. The state law at issue, Texas Health and Safety Code 166.049, states that a person may not withdraw or withhold life-sustaining treatment under this subchapter from a pregnant patient. Lawyers for the hospital had argued they were complying with a law that was intended to protect unborn children. The couple are both paramedics and have made it known to each other that they do not wish to be kept on life support, Eric said. Attorneys for Munoz have said the parents of Marlise agreed with her husband's request to turn off the ventilator. Distinctly abnormal. The lawyers provided medical records they said show that the fetus suffered from oxygen deprivation and appears to have deformed lower extremities. Just prior to Friday's court hearing, lawyers representing the husband released a statement to the media insisting the 22-week-old fetus was distinctly abnormal. Even at this early stage, the lower extremities are deformed to the extent that the gender cannot be determined, lawyers Heather King and Jessica Hall wrote. The fetus suffers from hydrocephalus water on the brain. It also appears that there are further abnormalities, including a possible heart problem, that cannot be specifically determined due to the immobile nature of Mrs. Munoz's deceased body, lawyers wrote. Quite sadly, this information is not surprising due to the fact that the fetus, after being deprived of oxygen for an indeterminate length of time, is gestating within a dead and deteriorating body. As a horrified family looks on in absolute anguish, distress and sadness, lawyers wrote. Smell of death. Marlise Munoz, 33, was 14 weeks pregnant when her husband found her unconscious on the floor of their kitchen on Nov. 26, possibly due to a blood clot in one of her lungs. When I bend down to kiss her forehead, her usual scent is gone, replaced instead with what I can only describe as a smell of death, Munoz wrote in court papers. One of the most painful parts of watching my wife's deceased body lie trapped in a hospital bed each day is the soulless look in her eyes, he wrote in the court affidavit. Her eyes, once full of the glimmer of life, are empty and dead. My wife is nothing more than an empty shell. She died in November 2013, and what sits in front of me is a deteriorating body.